Alrighty. Here we go. Here we go. We are live. You know what that sound means. Hello, everyone. I'm Simon Preston, and welcome to Reggae Boys Commentary. This is the channel where we talk football, specifically Jamaican football, and this is where you get the facts, the latest news, and everything you need to process throughout Jamaican football, the national team, the women's team, anything you want to dissect. So, this is exactly the place where you need to be. So, I figure, without further ado, let's get right into the matter, shall we? Why not? Firstly, the Reggae Girls. Let's congratulate them today as they defeated Costa Rica 1-0 in a scrimmage match. Chelsea player Drew Spence scoring in her first appearance for Jamaica. Yeah, if you haven't already, guys, do check out the last two videos on my channel. We have the interview with Darren Mattox saying that he wants to basically come back into the national setup. And he feels that he could be an individual that helps Jamaica, aids Jamaica in their passage moving forward, and feels like CONCACAF is by no means no walkover. So that's why I fully, and I hope that you guys recommend that. Well, I recommend that you guys watch it. I also did a video at the timeline of Anthony Grant, Reggae Boys' 2015 Gold Cup squad. Where are they now? How have the English-born players done in a Jamaican shirt, in Reggae Boys shirt? And Jamaica's, chances of getting 3 points in El Salvador. Luton Shelton receiving a national award posthumously. 6 games down, 8 to go. How we're doing. Andre Blake to England, possibly. Junior Flemings to Liga. Well, in this video, let's talk about Shamar Nicholson, shall we? And as you know, Shamar Nicholson is currently plying his trade with Charleroi in Belgium. Now, as we know in football, anything can happen. My job is to give you guys the facts. And from the facts, you can take whatever you want to do with the facts and process it. But my responsibility is to give you all the facts. And here are the facts. The 2019 edition of the CONCACAF Gold Cup was basically I wouldn't say turning point, but this is where Shamar Nicholson basically evolved from a boy to a man, moving on from Damjale, heading to Charleroi. And throughout the course of after the Gold Cup, heading into the Nations League campaign, heading into the 2021 Gold Cup in particular as well. And most recently, the match against Mexico and the match against Costa Rica. The analyst of Mainz 04, 1254, Mainz 04 in the German Bundesliga, Daniel Fischer, and assistant coach Babek Kaihanfa watched Shamar Nicholson. Now, the assistant manager of Mainz, Babak Kaihanfa, and the analyst, Daniel Fischer, analyzed these two games in depth of Shamar Nicholson and felt that Shamar would be an individual that could take Mainz from the team that they are today. A team that has finished 15th, 14th, 12th, 13th, 12th in the last 5 years. I mean, this team hasn't finished top 6 in the league since the 2015-2016 season. And as we know, 2008-2009, when they, well, put it this way. In the Bundesliga, their best performances in the Bundesliga, you could say 5th, 10 years ago. And they feel that Shamar Nicholson would give them the impetus they need. Is Mainz the only club that has shown some of an interest in Shamar Nicholson? No. The other club that has shown interest is a team called Hoffenheim. And Hoffenheim is a club that you all know that were like a house on fire when they came into the Bundesliga. But they eventually faded to 7th in their first season. Had a couple of 3rd, 4th, and 6th place finishes. Played in the Europa League, Champions League a couple of seasons ago. So they're a team that have progressed, I should say, from their time in the second Bundesliga. And in this instance, it was Christian Weigel, the athletics coach, who he caught the eye of Shamar Nicholson. And this was also throughout the course of the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers. So as it stands, Hoffenheim and Mainz are the clubs that have an eye on Shamar Nicholson. What's the deal with Charleroi? Well, Shamar has 2 more years left on his contract at Charleroi. Shamar Nicholson is happy. He says that it's an environment where he feels he can grow, and I fully expect him to do out this season at Charleroi. What happens in the summer could be a completely different story, but don't expect him to make any moves in January unless we're talking about a fee upwards of 8 to 10 million euros. However, I do believe that there's a possibility in the summer next year that he could move on if these performances that we're seeing now are replicated and there's repetition. So that possibility exists. So let's wish Shamar all the best. Hopefully he continues to mirror these sorts of performances. And the Bundesliga could have a yard man. Let's look at the comments. Jake Juan Guzman says, Bowser, God in the earth. Okay, then. Balotelli says, up. IS Ab says, what's up? I'm doing good, you know. Jake Juan Guzman says, big up Mr. Preston. Ryan Olivsey says, top striker, Shamar Nicholson. Now, I know Shamar Nicholson watches Reggae Boys commentary. I know he watches Ryan Olivsey. And like I said, I want the man to focus on his job at Charleroi. I'm not trying to make the man get giddy. I'm doing my job to tell you guys of the interest that is there. Just like we can say, not speculate, but say that yes, Manchester United are interested in Declan Rice. I absolutely see no problem in saying, oh, Benevento likes Damian Lowe, or Hull City likes Damian Lowe. I don't see any problem with that at all. Or Sheffield Wednesday likes Michael Hector. I see no problem with that at all. And I don't think that me talking about it will hinder or stop or escalate these sorts of moves or scenarios. I think it's important for fans to be aware that there are interest, because you have fans out there be like, how come him not get a club yet? How come him not get a club yet? Yeah, tell me, say this person there and no interest is showing. Because somebody doesn't sign for a club doesn't mean that no interest was there. Of course there's interest out there from Mariappa. Of course. But we're not going to send him to League 2. We're not going to send him to League 1. No. No. He still has the ability to play in the Premier League. Roger Bailey says, good evening, Simon. Good evening. Demar Dixon says, Shamar to Germany. That's a good thing. I hope so. I hope so. Chase Mar Richards says, YT. Ron Brogard says, where in Germany? I believe I answered that question about a few minutes ago. Yes, so in the latest edition of the FIFA World Rankings, Jamaica are 59th in the world, so we stay 59th like we did in the last window. Yeah. Any clubs seriously interested in Damian Lowe? Yes, of course there are clubs interested in Damian Lowe. Of course. Damian Lowe's a G. Big up Simon. Big up Fresh God. 1-1 says, big up Reggae Boys commentary. Guys, hit the like button right now if you think that Shamar Nicholson is capable of playing in the German Bundesliga. Hit the like button right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Big up 1-1. Coaches that says, big up Simon and Massive. Big up Coach Minzy. Boss up net like bulldozer, they say. Big up Simon. Big up Richards. Chase Mar Richards. It's a good look. Yeah, I hope so too. Anything about Archer at Aston Villa, I will address that once I get more information on the matter. You see, guys, when you're cooking, you have to make sure you have all the ingredients. You can't just buy chicken at the supermarket and eat it. No, you have to season it, you have to prepare it, you have to put thyme, scallion, onion, pepper, all the necessary ingredients. You can't just do it so. So it's being cooked. Don't worry. Akeem says, would love this to happen. Great for Jamaica. Yes, a club is a club for Mariapa at the moment. But guess what? He's 35. He's still starting and played 390 minutes in a row and still one of our best defenders. Let me tell you something. Adrian Mariapa has played over 300 club games for Watford. Many games he's played even injured for Watford. Let me tell you something. Adrian Mariapa actually needs this break in between games. I'm completely fine if he doesn't get a club before the November window. He'll find a club eventually, but don't worry about that. This guy's played minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes. He needs this little period without playing because this will allow him to heal what has not healed as yet. Ari also said I was still interested in Ravel Morrison. No. Germany, good league for Bowser. Yeah. Any interest for Haka? Yeah, man, I'd love to have Haka on the program. I want to do a song with him. Haka and Simon P in at the place. So, yeah. Hi, Simon. With a clear head and minus Ryan LFC, could you name and justify Jamaica's top 5 leading national picks as forwards? Forwards or strikers, because there's a difference. What about Anthony Stewart from Wickham? Look, Anthony Stewart should have been a Jamaican international years ago. Years ago. Next Naira knows where that, you know. He's the Vardy. You're talking about Shamar Nicholson. Okay. Just came on. What did I miss? 2 clubs interested in Shamar Nicholson. That is Hoffenheim and Mainz 04. Do you think Derby will be able to keep him for another season? If they get relegated to League One, no. No, not at all. If Derby County stay a championship club, then yes, I could see that happening. Which club is interested in signing Shamar? Well, Hoffenheim and Mainz have shown interest in the player. FPL tips: take Ivan Toney out of your team and don't pick him ever again. Shamar has talents. Yes, he does have talents. Adrian Lewis is good for Boza. What about Mattox? Well, you can check out the video I recently uploaded to the channel, Darren Mattox interview, so you can be able to get an insight from his perspective, how he's feeling, if he thinks he's ready for the national team, if he feels like this is time for him. 5, you say? Antonio, Roof, Boza. Yeah, those are strikers, yeah. Andre Gray. Corey Burke. There we go. I think that's 5. Agent Lawrence says, big up yourself, Simon. Big up. Apart from Hull City, which other club interested in Damien Lowe? A team up north, they call themselves Sunderland. Ivan Toney had a few good run of games and he will do well against defenders that he can bully, so I won't take that advice. Ha 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 ha. Hey, just Came on while here about the Reggae Girls. The Reggae Girls, they defeated Costa Rica 1-0. It was a scrimmage game, so it's not an official game, so it won't count as points towards FIFA rankings or anything like that. But Drew Spence, she scored in her first appearance for Jamaica, 81st minute. This is the Chelsea veteran midfielder. So, yeah, we'll play a friendly international on Sunday against Costa Rica. This will be an official friendly. Is there some problem in Jamaica's football programs? Where do we start? Saxon Smith says, been watching you for a while. I hope you get more recognition. Thank you very much. If Tony don't want to come here, I say where he wishes. Look, if Ivan Toney does not want to play for Jamaica, I'm not begging him to come. Make him stay. Him can go play for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Just think about it, guys. Can he really make the England team? Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood, Jadon Sancho, Raheem Sterling. Jack Grealish can play in our front three. Phil Foden can play in our front three. Who am I missing? Callum Wilson? Ollie Watkins? Danny Ings? Check out the last video uploaded on my channel. We don't need them. Jamaica has a lot of talent. I'm waiting on Niku Daly. Niku's a good lad, you know. Niku's a good lad. I personally believe that if Darren Mattock scores 2 more goals in the USL, that an opportunity could come his way in November. I understand that Coach Whitmore as well has been watching the USL closely, and in particular Phoenix Rising FC. So that should give you all the indication that there is at least an intention. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, there you go. Giovanni De Silva, hey Simon, just to derive a bit from the main topic, I watched a real historic game with Jamaica Uruguay the other night back in 2004. Yeah, Jamaica won that game 2-0. 2-0. Jamaica won that game 2-0. I think they're the only World Cup champions we've ever defeated before. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember Kamali Powell. Yeah, man. He's the short, fair-skinned player. I think he played in midfield. He should be like 18 now. Yeah. I know Kamali Powell very well, actually. Yeah, man. Good player. Good player. Good player. Yes, Ivan Toney can play for both Jamaica and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. After Brentford got promoted to the Premier League, he was holding a St. Vincent and the Grenadines flag. Do you think Butler is a better coach than Whitmore? Better coach. Coach? No. Simon Mattox gets him fair enough chances, new time, new people. Look, Mattox knows what it's like to take on the Americans, so I don't think it's can hurt us. Gives us something different to work with. So I'm all on board with Darren Mattox being reintroduced in the squad in the November window. I'm not saying I want him to be the driving force for a campaign, but I do think that you have certain players that can do a job for a specific game for a specific purpose. Yeah. Simon, with the Reggae Boys final getting some points, what do you think about adding more players to the core? I'm okay with adding a handful, but not 12 new players. I'm okay with having 2-3 new additions, but apart from that, Simon, your thoughts on the World Cup every 2 years? I mean, it's still to be decided. That's still something to be voted on. Personally, my point on the matter is this, that I would embrace that sort of concept, because in a 10-year period, you would have 5 World Cups instead of 2 World Cups. So for me, I would embrace the concept, honestly. I honestly would embrace the concept. I have no issue at all with it. Simon, you know a player by the name of Rolando Biggs? Of course. Very, very talented. Very, very talented, Paul. Who are the core players? Andre Blake, Taxi, Damian Lowe, Adrian Mariappa, Anthony Grant, Shamar Nicholson. Simon, you in favor baller who you rate as much as Mina rate East? I would pick him over Mattox. I mean, East scored a goal yesterday in the CONCACAF League. I understand what you're saying, but like I said, Mattox has a decent record against the Americans, so that is why it's appealing for the November window for me. Devon Porter Simon, I spoke to an agent yesterday who worked at the same company who manages Mikel Antonio, and he said he does not know what these players are thinking about playing for England. Not going to happen. Isaac Hayden, look, I respect him. I rate the guy, but no, he's not playing for England. Ivan Toney, the only way I can see him get him into the team is if there's an injury crisis up front for England. Emil Smith-Rowe could play for England. Toddy Cantwell could play for England. I think Brandon Williams can play for us. I think England is so stacked at right back that Ethan Laird should be a priority for us in terms of those right back positions. Kyle Walker, Reece James, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kieran Trippier. England have right backs for another decade. And for the people they have behind them, John Joe Kenny, perhaps. So, yeah, Ethan Laird can come to Jamaica. Yeah. Really and truly, I think Ravel is a good midfielder. So I really don't know. He is not in the team now. 1-1 says Tony has to start scoring a lot of Premier League goals. Then he can make the squad as a backup. If not, forget it. Look, like I said, I don't see Ivan Toney making an appearance for England unless no Keane, no Rashford, no Greenwood. Isaac Hayden is not good. I saw him get burned against an unfit. No, I think it's harsh to say he's not good. First of all, he's not a centre half. He's a holding midfielder. That's his most natural position. He's not a centre half. Although, if you're coming from a background of being central midfielder, then you should be able to do the role of a central defender because you have more time to make a decision. While in midfield, it's more high traffic. While at centre half, as you know, you have the opportunity for time and everything to regroup. So I understand where you're coming from, but to say he's no good, no, I wouldn't say he's no good. I still think he would have an impact on Jamaica, but he's certainly not in the same ilk of Calvin Phillips, Declan Rice. I'm sure Gareth Southgate even rates Harry Winks over him. Simon just running loud. What does Mattox bring to the team that we don't already have? The squad is already overburdened. No, I wouldn't say overburdened. I wouldn't say overburdened with strikers. No. Sometimes it's all about that bit of experience. A man that has played World Cup qualifying, a man that has scored on Central American soil in a World Cup qualifying, a man that has scored against the United States. Like I said, it's the November window that intrigues me. If it was the January window where we have Mexico, Costa Rica at home, I'll be like, okay, do we need Mattox? But it's United States. a team that he has played against more than once. I don't think his days are done. Is he at his best? No, he's not at his best. Is he scoring goals? Yes, he is. And like I said, before the next international break, if he scores 2 more, then I would say he deserves a call up. But if he doesn't score any more goals between now and the next international window, then no. But let's see. Paul Walker says, I think Jamaica midfield trio of Anthony Grant, Daniel Johnson, and Ravel Morrison. It could work, But it looks like Anthony Grant and Devon Speedy Williams have developed such a tandem together. I'm not sure if that will be disrupted, but I would certainly, I guess you would have Ravel Morrison just ahead of Grant and Daniel Johnson, or Daniel Johnson just slightly ahead of Anthony Grant. That's way Anthony Grant can have a passing lane through Daniel Johnson and through Ravel as they look to progress further up the field, instead of Anthony Grant not only winning back possession, but also picking out a pass. So you're giving him an even deeper job description. While if you have Daniel Johnson on the field, you'll have that ability to pick out that forward pass, or even find Ravel, who is 5'10" yards in front, that can do his creative work. So that's something to bear in mind. Time is hot. Long day, guys. Long day. Any dual nationals that likely to come next international window? Dual nationals. Well, we're working assiduously on Damari Gray. I hope to see Kevin. Chase Mar Richard says we need McGee or Ravel. Yeah. Germany Flashback says take East out of the team and put in Mattox. I mean, that could happen, That actually could happen. That's something that is realistic, that could actually come into fruition. Grant makes 20 passes per match. We need someone that can contribute with the ball more and protect if we want to progress as a team. Winning the ball is half the job. Yes, which is why I said having Daniel Johnson beside Anthony Grant is an excellent idea, because he plays as a number 10 for Preston, and he will have that ability to pick out a pass and so on and so forth. So that's why I would be happy if Daniel was beside Anthony Grant. I'm not saying Speedy can't find a through ball or anything like that, but Daniel can do a better job at it. Okay, Simon, name 4 of your best midfielders, including best midfielders. Midfielders generally? Or holding midfielders, attacking midfielders? It's a broad question. Kevin Gray says, Anthony says, Marcus should get another chance. Okay. Darren 18 goes for JA. Don't play with that scene. Yeah, but a lot of people say, well, who has he scored at against? You can say, all right, well, guess what? Him score against Mexico, him score against USA, him score against Nicaragua on Central American soil, Caribbean Cup. You see what I'm saying? I watched most of Ravel games this season. I feel like he's getting back to his best slowly. Yeah, it's taking time. But you can definitely see that there's something. You can see the engine is starting to work. So that's something that is good. Whose game Maxus want to take? Mattox just wants to be in the 23-man squad, or 27, hopefully. That's his desire. That's something what he wants to do. Jamaica's 4 best midfielders: Anthony Grant, Daniel Johnson, Ravel Morrison. And Tyreek McGee. I know it sounds biased, but if we qualify, Matok should be in the team just based off his commitments over the years. If he doesn't play a major part in qualifying, but prior to the World Cup, in friendlies or for the club, he's banging in goals left, right, and center, then I could agree with you there. But if he's lukewarm, nah. The man them know nothing about football. Mattox is the best striker for Jamaica at the moment. I wouldn't say the best, but he offers something great. Brian Martin says, what about Gareth McCleary? Simon couldn't be. I did a video on Gareth McCleary quite recently, guys, so you can check out that video about Gareth McCleary. I titled the video, I believe, Gareth McCleary is not done yet. So please, I encourage you to go and check out that video. Gareth McCleary is not done yet. It's a good video, so I want you to have a quick look at that video. And I stand by my view. Especially in the wider regions, I think Gareth McCleary still has something to offer. He takes care of himself. He trains his body like he's an army man. He still is fit and he can play 90 minutes. Don't watch his age. Which team's interesting in Shamar, says Ernest90, Hoffenheim and Mainz. What do I think about a Canadian team? Progress. It's funny because the Canadian team of 2007 that went to the Gold Cup semifinals was also a good team. Thomas Radzinski, Rob Friend, Pat Onstad, Ian Hume. Dwayne De Rosario, Julian De Guzman. You get my point. Paul Stalteri. You get my drift. Simon, you don't see Speedy as one of your best midfielders? That's not the question. They said, name my 4 best midfielders. Me, Simon Preston. That was the question. Thank you, Mr. Porter. And this is nothing personal against Javon East. Nothing personal at all. But if I had a one-on-one opportunity and I closed my eyes and you told me it's going to be either Darren Mattox or Javon East, I would back Mattox. Blake QPR. One broker says, Simon, can I be in the final run of the qualifiers if the format didn't change? No. If the formats did not change, no. Thank you, sir. No, nothing developing as we're in the month of October and it's not before December that you could say things might intensify. What has led to the increase in Jamaicans being scouted for top A and B league teams? It's nothing new. Jamaicans have always attracted interest, but it's been a while that you've seen Jamaicans being signed to these clubs. It's no surprise that there is interest. There's always been interest, but it hasn't been highlighted, which I believe should be. And like I've said, I don't think me speaking about it hinders or even escalates the potential move. So I think it's a priority for Jamaicans to know that we have players that are being watched by some really good teams. So that's what I think. Who is your preference as an alternative to Damian Lowe? My preference at CB, if it's not Damian Lowe and Mariappa, then Liam Moore and Mariappa. Yeah, Boza has 10 international goals. Luton Shelton 34. Yeah, Mattox 18. I think Mattox can get to 20 before he calls it a day. Yeah, Shamar Nicholson has 10. He scored against USA multiple times. Shamar scored against Mexico, scored against Costa Rica, scored against Aruba. Yeah. Quite a mixture of teams. Is head of state currently out of a club? No. He signed a 2-year contract with Al Ittihad Alexandria. So he has 1 year left of his contract to go. No. So, no. He's not out of a club. And that should tell you all that you need to know. Long day, guys. If not Mariapa and Low, then it's Liam Moore and Who Simon, says Loud Music ENT. Liam Moore and Ethan Pinnock. Although I'm not comfortable with the idea of Ethan Pinnock playing in a back four. That's why if it's not Moore, if it's not Mariapa or Low, then I would have Moore, Pinnock, and either Harding or Tilt or Stewart at CB. So, yeah. Do you feel the gap that Rudolph Austin and Jermaine Hugh left since they've stopped playing for Jamaica? Even before Rudolph Austin and even before Jermaine Hugh were playing, they were... Yeah. Miguel Coley can get the job for Reggae Boys. You have Arab money? If you have Arab money, then you go on. But Arab money, the man I get, DeMar Crawford says, what's going on with Leon Bailey? Injury. But guess what? He's training, so there's a possibility that he might feature this weekend. So we look forward, and hopefully things will fall into place where this is concerned, and we'll get to see him play more consistently. That's what we want to see. Hopefully this works out, guys. We certainly can't afford him. Reggae Boys fans, Hoffenheim, Mainz, what are your thoughts? Is it good to see Jamaicans attracting interest? Even if a formal contract or a bid have not been submitted, how exciting is it to see that you have Jamaicans that are attracting interest? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Let me know your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary for more content. Take care, guys.